Chapter 3. Story's End.
Charlie? Charlie is okay? Charlie is okay?
Moses. What?
Charlie? Charlie?
Mac, I'm here. I'm okay. What happened?
I don't know. An explosion, I think.
You reinstated the procedure to destroy the facility. A procedure many gave their lives to stop.
Well, you're a lot more coherent suddenly.
The detonation removed something. Some kind of inhibiting. I have not been myself for some time, I do not think.
Mac? Moses? Where are you? Are you hurt?
Moses is unharmed. Moses is alone.
I'm in this dig site, or whatever the hell it is. I'm not hurt, but it's flooding bad in here. I think this whole place is about to vanish.
Fido's done for too. It's wrecked and...
Warning. Device integrity compromised. Energy reserves below 20%.
My suit's damaged. Losing power. I think I'm in trouble.
You never should have come here. We have that in common.
There's stuff we can look at. Tracks. Metal tracks lead down a tunnel drilled through the rock. An attached screw pipe reveals the tracks were built to allow a hulking device to move along them. The rover's mechanical arms shudder in their crushed state, irrevocably crippled after the cacophonous conclusion. The proposed escape vehicle from this watery grave is all but lost. In a final act of spiteful retribution, the submersible has dragged and torn both the cable and crane down along with it, the sturdy metal pinning the rover to its newfound grave. The ground here is covered in a thick layer of muddy silt. Treading over the clag is like wading over a surface of thick slime, each step threatening to pull your legs from under you. Bulbous, warty growths have formed the ancient magma droppings bled and bubbled downwards from some higher volcanic vein. Can I go further this way? Is there anything to look at? No. Okay. I also have a UPS delivery that was for today. It's still in London. I don't know what's been happening
Rover's
today.
Basically crushed. We're not going anywhere in this.
Warning. Device integrity compromised. Energy reserves below 20%.
So we need another way out.
You're running out of time. I can help you, but there is a price.
And what's that?
I have been here. I can't remember how long. Trapped. Help me, and I will help you.
So, what? We find you, you get us out of here?
That is my offer.
And how are you going to do that, exactly?
There is another drone. The Callan. I know where it is, how to access it. Free me, and I will take us all to it.
Moses and I can work on finding this guy, wherever he is. Charlie, you work on getting back inside.
Energy reserves below 20%.
Yeah.
And make it quick.
I'm gonna go with Time Rift. It seems logical. Also, I'm loving the voice acting. Yeah, the voice acting is really good. I was looking up the voice actors last week or after the stream, because the guy who voices Mac, it's not who I thought it was, but he sounds very similar to Deacon from Days Gone, but it's not him. The other guy, like the mystery person, I was just thinking, he kind of sounds like the older man with the mustache from Severance, if anybody's seen that. There's machinery, a lofty body of portable machinery sitting idle. Several corroding buckets hold partially sorted and refined rocks, revealing this device to be a mining rig of sorts. The imposing conduit, wrapped in a thick aluminum-coated blanket, funnels bundles of power cabling from the nearby machine and into the tunnel. Beyond the rocky outcrop hangs a cloak of dusty blackness, vomiting out waves of cold current to crash against you. Entrance. Large metal supports ring the entrance of the tunnel, securing the entryway against potential collapse. Okay, so I can enter that. Let's take a look at this first. If I can. Can I even get to this? Yeah. No power connected.
Power connection achieved. Mobile mining platform active. Warning. Dive suit energy reserves diminished.
Oh, great.
What is it?
I found some kind of mobile mining rig. It was dead, so I powered it with my suit.
You don't have much power left, Charlie.
Exactly. But I did get it running.
I did not think that that's what we were going to do. What is this? Can I stab it? What does everybody else have? Unconscious scrubber, key card, empty acetylene torch. Can I? I'm gonna go to the. It looks like something gets entered into there. But I don't know what. And she hasn't told me. Boring machine.
Look at this.
You were right. They were digging. That's a boring machine.
If you are at the dig site, then you are near the Legacy base. The first installation.
You mean Site Alpha?
Yes. Precisely.
How did you know that name, Charlie?
It's on the computers down here for the mining setup.
Warning. Energy reserves below 15%.
I have to keep moving.
Okay. An enormous boring platform squats on the tracks, halted and dead mid-drill. Can I go in?
Warning.
I just keep on using my suit for things.
Operation inhibited.
Survey data.
Warning. Energy reserves below 15%.
Survey data. Should I... Oh, it's all on fire. The trembling cerebral cortex emits a weird scratching sound as if something were trying to escape. Why is this glowing? I can fit the whole thing in my mouth. The defunct control panel has been painted with gore. Lumps and strands of cerebral flesh lie caught in between blood-flooded keys. Entrails of wires and cabling lie strewn about the floor, dislodged and disgorged from their sparking conduits. Tiny orange flames lick the ceiling and melt the plastic insulation. So I don't think that I can even exit here. What's happened? Oh, it's a cutscene. What?
Scary things.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Charlie Mac. I don't know what it is. Some dark truth of this place. One of many. I have only heard it.
Scary things. Safer here.
Moses, you have to start moving.
Safer here. Safer here.
Its cries. They are wrong. I would hear them far away.
Stay here. Stay here.
I know you're scared, sweetheart. I am too. But we need your help. Please. Mose, we can't make it out of here without you.
Moses is brave. Moses is strong.
I was not expecting the whatever that was. Bloated encephalic. That's such a word. The bloated encephalic mass lies ruptured by collapsed piping, the impact ejaculating its gelatinous fluids across the room interior. I feel like they could have chosen better words than those. Well, I mean... No, I take it back. Ejaculate is correct. What did I just do? Scope lens. It's fun looking at myself. I'm such a dirty little toy. No, I don't stab it. It's very squirty, and I don't know what to do about this. Keycard it? Let's see what Mac's up to first. Oh, everything is fucked in here as well. Portions of disintegrating architecture litter the ground, a hailstorm of murderous rock pulverizing whatever hapless infrastructure is unfortunate enough to be underneath. Shattered under fallen rocks, the pumps betray their function, discharging seawater into the dome in tandem with the ruptured umbilical passageway. The collapsed debris has made a mockery of the carefully carved steps, burying them in rock and mud. So I can't go that way, obviously.
The umbilical's gone. No way back to the mule.
Your only choice is to go deeper. I do not envy you.
Strained cupola. The dome padding shudders slightly as the exterior structure strains to retain its shape, despite the slow crush of the ocean tearing its way in. The looming figure remains barely visible in what little light remains, now poised to stare and ponder at the rushing ocean tumbling to reclaim it. The briny torrent roars as it bursts through the compromised entrance, rapidly drowning the dig site in freezing salt slush. Wet rock and sediment slowly slide down, gradually smothering the floor in graveled muck.
This whole place is coming down.
You must enter the temple. You have no other choice.
The temple? Temple to what?
It doesn't matter. Get out of there, Mac.
Great day I'm having here.
Yeah, really. Circular cover. Knocked down by the collapsing scaffolding, the ancient postern has fallen into the wet ground, obliterating the equipment and electronics below it. Knocked loose by an avalanche of crushing rubble, the scaffolding has, by chance, served as a protective sheet against falling rocks falling from above. It's a little redundant and repetitive.
Whatever the hell it is, it's through here.
Mac, hurry.
My old drafty buds and I used a lens like this, a flashing light to communicate over long distances at night and frying ants during the day. That's the same thing. I don't, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm just gonna keep stabbing things with, with that. Can I break this apart?
Scary things? No scary things. Yet.
The creature from the brain. Whatever it is, you likely have not seen the last of it.
I am brave and strong.
I hope so, my friend. I hope so. For both our sakes.
This area of...
But be sure not to spend working hours in piety. The workplace is the ideal place to discover more about yourself.
Your body is a temple, a vessel, if you will. So keep things pure and tidy for the mother's sake.
Employment should be your vessel. Work is when you feel most alive, loved, accessible.
Cain's nature is to shine the light of understanding into the world's darkest regions. But remember, dying is the hard part. On the other hand, working is easy, and the Nexus awaits us after death.
Okay, it's like two AIs talking to each other. This area of the labs appears notably cleaner and better equipped, notably better funded. The territory of the scientist upper class. Assorted pipes funnel gas into a network of storage containers. Behind clouds of choking smoke, a conflagration feeds ardently on wisps of gas leaking from the combusted piping. The bench broadcasts discomfort. Artificial trees are an awkward attempt to inject life into an otherwise sterile environment, their taut plastic leaves motionless in the face of tumbling smoke and stirring air currents. Keep looking at everything first. Ooh, Mose, get out of the flame, please. Fire! Pops of flame burst out from a ruptured gas pipeline, spewing out reams of chemical smoke that singe the nostrils. The wooden bench is a surreal anatopism, exacerbated by the presence of counterfeit trees. In an ironic twist, the attempt to inject some sense of coziness has only succeeded in making the environment more desolate. Can I get through here, or is that... Okay, I can. It just keeps going. Half a dozen gas cylinders line the walls amidst a web of interconnected piping. Alright, let's look at stuff first, I guess. Fire and sequencer lab, fire and genetic storage. Subsystems locked. Hack it.
Please select subsystem.
Hack the world. What? Well, this is a puzzle I need to figure out. Okay. The massive door hangs from the reinforced steel frame. It is grubby and scratched, clad in a smorgasbord of splattered blood and minced flesh.
This door is locked. This door is extra locked.
I hear you, Moses. I hear you. Just outside. Just outside. This is my lab.
Great. Work on getting him out of there. I'm on my way.
My Mac.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I can just use the key card, can I? No. Don't know what this is all about. Alright. Let's keep on keeping on. Come down here first, just to see what's here. Take a look. Security terminal. The security monitoring station is perpetually broadcasting to the artifact storage lab. Its screen is ablaze with alerts and warnings. Is that me? broadcasting audio to artificial storage. Do I have nothing to say? Alright.
You are in artifact storage.
A collection of archaeological chemicals and equipment stand over treated samples of rocks and material scraps. A warp sheet of corrugated iron tinted with rust and bearing the symbols that C555. I'm gonna get my notepad out. I don't know if I need to write that down. Oh, where's my pen? Oh, it's dropped again. Okay, I got it. Because that looks like a Cyrillic character, that first one. And I know that there's Cyrillic in other places. 555. Pools of stagnant water flood the workspace, glittering under bright fluorescent lights, sustained by an occasional drip excreted from a damp, warped ceiling. Arrayed before the artifact, the row of monitoring equipment appears to have been testing for radiometric dating and material consistency. Dark pungent smoke rolls out from the vent, tinged with the scent of charred electrical wire and burned plastic. Let's come deeper in first. There's a PDA, so a lot of reading coming up. Alright, let's do that first. Is that Lisa or Liza? I'm gonna go with Liza, because I feel like Liza Simpson is a little too on the nose. Liza Simpson, anthropologist. Reggie used to spend his days at my feet, and now he sits on my desk in a well-deserved position of prominence. He will always be my most cherished possession. After all, the loyal pup was awarded to me by Cain himself upon his glorious rebirth. The anthropological laboratory is well stocked, as my choka position demands. The specimens are mostly well preserved. My assistant is an adequate aid and a welcome company, despite some squeamishness on his part. I've begun analyzing the samples, starting with the 3 sets of human remains discovered in the ocean floor during construction of the thermal reactor. Low temperatures aided in their preservation. Initial dating puts them in the late 20th century, with clothing suggesting Soviet military personnel circa the 1980s. The cause of death has not been established conclusively, but there are signs of malnutrition and starvation. I will perform a dissection to study their diet after this recording. Then I will begin an initial pass on the anthropological specimens supplied by Dr. Moon. There is a definite incongruence with the specimens received by Baron, which appear to be much older. I've looked into the signal that drew Kane Corporation to this place. The instruction set is naval, using defunct Soviet encryption on a ULF, 12 seconds, repeating. How could this signal emanate from the bottom of the Pacific 150 years after the fall of the Soviet Union? Irrelevant to my research, but fascinating. The message requests the evacuation of 32 crew in good health. Judging by the 3 fellows I've been studying, help never came. In other news, my relationship with the new assistant is deteriorating. He recoiled in disgust when he saw Reggie, horrified that I put the dog on display. It's bizarre that a man who works with human remains is bothered by a beautiful work of animal taxidermy. Nevertheless, I've noted to discuss the matter with management and church officials. I've been asked to break bread with Salaya on Cain Day. Reggie, this calls for a real celebration. This is to Salaya. We've retrieved patient 818386, although the infection had rendered him unconscious by the time we found him. We've placed him in a hyperbaric chamber for further study. He claims to have no memory of his infection vector. The medics don't know if his condition is contagious, so they are taking all possible precautions. Initial scans show his brain is in a state of constant activity that looks like dreaming. We're going to jury-rig some devices to record his thoughts. What worries us most is that the infection is dissolving his biomatter. Hair, skin, and muscles are falling to the floor. Several of his organs are failing. Further expeditions into the well have been halted until we know more. A18386's affliction is morbidly fascinating. I've spent nights watching his body's slow deterioration through the glass portals. I even catch myself speaking to him when we're alone, airing my frustrations as if he were my therapist. I didn't expect to find therapeutic sanctuary in the disintegrating miracle that is my grouchy former assistant, but here we are. Kane delivers when all seems lost. Over the past year, most of his body mass has sloughed off, but his brain and nervous system remain intact. They appear to be functioning normally, although they are sending and receiving ghost signals. He seems blissfully unaware of his predicament. Thanks to this horrific miracle of biology, we have resumed efforts to record his thoughts. If we can make sense of the data, we may gain some insight into his affliction. The first recording should be ready within the hour. To Celaya. Celaya, I know you wanted to be kept personally abreast of any new developments with our patient. The first recordings of 818386 are possibly more astounding than his physical condition. He's remained fully cognizant. At the time, he appears to be experiencing some confusion surrounding his memories, which he already mentioned when he was first quarantined. We've requested that a relevant specialist be sent here to help us. Until then, we'll keep monitoring and reporting. I continue to visit him whenever I can. Somehow, even when I was talking to my dog, I didn't realize how desperate I was for companionship. The shock of his condition, life pared down to a fragile network of signals, has forced me to admit how far away from everything I feel, trapped in this claustrophobic complex at the bottom of the ocean, working toward... what, exactly? Dr. Herefest has concluded that 818386's visions are real memories, but they are bleeding into him from an external source. He is inheriting the memories from... something. The notion is unsettling, but we can't deny that 818386's memories frequently corroborate new findings to which he is not privy. Does he understand that these memories are not his own? Or is he beginning to think they're his real memories? Is he trapped in those moments? To Celaya. Dr. Herefest has identified the cause of 818386's condition. Foreign microbes resembling a fungal growth in his brain. Dr. Moon codified the microbe as a more complex strain of PS139. As I'm sure you know, a protoform of PS139 is what drew Kane here in the first place, and why the original alpha base was built. Meanwhile, we are investigating ways to establish a continuous feed of his thoughts so he can talk to us directly. Is it strange that I've come to see him as a friend despite his condition? I think about what it would be like to experience other people's memories as my own. What happens to your sense of self when you feel like you've lived 100 lives? The doctor is waxing poetic about an arrowhead that is the source of the infection. I am surrounded by idiots. I miss peaceful strolls to commune with the father and watch the light snow. Oh, to commune, not commune. I miss peaceful strolls to commune with the father and watch the light show. Ugh. At least he understands. I can read. From Celaya. Liza, you are too close to the subject, and this project has exceeded your scope of expertise. I put in a formal request with corporate for your transfer off the mule. Reggie, what am I to do? Alright. Array before the artifact or roast monitor appeared to have been... Okay, we read that. We'll go here first. Terminal. Oh, another one of these. Is that one of the recovered Soviet bodies? Oh no, I went too far. Wow. Is that the WOW signal? You know about the WOW signal, right? A teddy bear. No entries found. It's a brain. It's still a brain. Is that the 818836? or 368 or whatever the number was. Just call it Mate 18.
Pieces and parts. This would be a fun puzzle.
An apt analogy, my friend. A puzzle solved too late.
Mac, are you seeing this? Look at the artifacts. The stone, it's like the one we saw before, but the symbol.
It's Soviet Russian. What the hell?
Hope loved puzzles.
We'll take a look in a second. Plate. A metallic plate riddled with corrosion, torn from some structure of a vessel. The paint on the embossed emblem has chipped and faded with age, with the words Red Fleet in Cyrillic are legible. I don't speak Russian. Eyes only, no duplicates too. Okay.
Empty.
An observation pod, my friend. With nothing to observe.
Like this, something could get out.
Or in.
Empty organic sampler. I'm gonna shut that because I don't trust it. I don't trust our little buggy brain friend.
Mortuary cabinet open.
Why that
Resealed
happened?
to avoid thawing.
Charlie, look at the uniforms.
Yeah, they're Soviet too.
Why did that happen? Morgue slab. The damp tang of rot emanates from the bodies, partially preserved by whatever tomb they were extracted from. Their archaic woolen clothing is stained and weathered, reminiscent of the oldest world wars. Speaking of morgue slabs, I've been really wanting to play the mortuary assistant again, because it's been a year plus since I played it, so if that's interest to anybody, I will definitely stream it. There's a pipe in there. Comrade Kirill, you must commandeer 3 suits from the locked storage. First locate thermite ingredients, potassium, ferric oxide, and aluminum, then meet me in the pantry. I'm sure that's supposed to be in a Russian accent, and I'll think about doing that next time. We have a tag and a lighter. That's a cool lighter. So that's just staying there then. Can I go in the vent?
Oh no, Charlie Mac. Scary things.
I see it, baby. It's okay.
That's the creature that came out of the brain vat tumor.
Its cries.
I do not like this.
He needs a way around it.
There is no alternate route, I'm afraid.
Then he has to move it.
Move it.
Move it, move it. Creepy. So, we're gonna go in there and die. Because we'll probably get an achievement and we get to see a gruesome death and we want to see that. So let's just do it. Yay! Achievement Death 4. Alright, we have all the stuff. Let's go back over here because I have that sampler. Maybe we can sample the brain now.
Once started, employment is a light that
I can't
never
even
goes
even leave the room. I have to
The
listen to
more you
these two just
contribute, the
talk about how
brighter
great
your
it is to
flame will
work
become.
and go to church.
Listen, my brothers and sisters, death is not the end. When we pass on from this world, we join the Nexus of Nine, where we will be reunited with our loved ones and live in eternal peace and happiness.
That's all well and good, but what does that have to do with our work here at Kane Corporation? We need to focus on the here and now, on working hard and achieving our goals, not on some afterlife that may or may not exist.
You just got Siri and Alexa talking to each other. No, that's not what I'm supposed to do. It makes crunchy noises when you press the button. Is there something else I'm missing here? Is there anything next to the boar still that I just didn't see? There is something up here. Can I get there? The walls bear violent scarring from the drill, rent grooves spiraling the length of the tunnel. Shards and shrapnel carpet the ground, crunching below your feet like cat litter. You're just taking all my power.
Heavy on the central apparatus. 1138. Connection established.
Core sampler.
Okay, good.
Warning. Energy reserves below 15%.
Okay, not so good. Should be able to get the core sample out, though.
Core sampler. This is used in mining operations to core out rock and analysis samples. The internal capacitor powers a mini laser fusion jet of superheated matter along a narrow cutting plane. The housing hasn't stood up to the elements and is coming apart at the seams. Mac could probably help it along. Alright, I mean, I did think that. Hard to tell these handheld sensors apart. This could have been used for anything between treasure hunting and bomb detection. I may be able to pry it open for parts. Microfusion laser. I busted open the core sampler and tore out this gizmo. It's a little small, but it could probably cut through any nasties we encounter. Slice and dice a locking bolt and still fry up a sausage for breakfast. Scanner. This brings back some unpleasant memories of motion trackers in dark corridors. Can I... Oh.
Well, Kane, damn it.
Language, Mac.
What happened?
I dropped the laser. Hold on.
Okay. Alright. Mirror? Is that working?
Well, it worked. Believe it or not, the lock's cut open.
Mac must hurry.
Alright. Hey there, Sheepy. How are you? that's good.
Whoa.
Loud noises.
Tell me about it.
What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. Got through the door, right as the dig site collapsed behind me. Made it. Barely.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Where are you now?
Give me a second.
You're tipsy? I'm okay, Sheepy. Why are you tipsy? How much have you had to drink? A gallery of malformed stone heads glance from and leer about, frozen in the perpetual fascination of those who find themselves wandering these long-dead halls. There's so much to look at, there's so much to read. Protrusions. Is that a protrusion as well? Stone heads. Protrusions. Ribbed protrusions, the color of curdled dairy, seesaw along the walls, a carved simulacrum of gills and fish scales. Sandbags. An odd dozen sandbags form a short wall cordoning off the cadaverous carvings from passing traffic. Or cordoning, rather, I suppose. The supports. The hallway is strutted by concentric metal beams, a human intrusion enforcing a sense of control and man-made order within the inhuman terrain. The carved figures within the hallway have undergone a macabre tonal shift, whereas the sculpture by the entrance was adorned by jewelry. Those within this shrouded hallway depict flayed bodies in brooding positions. I went to a sauna and drank 3 beer, and heat and alcohol hits harder. Yes, it does. How was the sauna, though? Did you enjoy your little trip? The emplaced lights disperse the darkness into the hallway's recesses, the illumination as much an intrusion into these halls as the scientists who pried them open. It was great. Good, glad to hear it. I haven't been to like a spa in a while, and can't really even think about it now. Maybe when I'm working again, I'll treat my wife and I to a spa day. Clusters of inky crystals jut outwards from the rock, a mineral detonation trapped in time. Bioluminescent algae. The bespeckled carpet of bioluminescent lights leads out from the carved cavity, birthing coral-like growths from where the light pools into alcoves and bends around nooks. A sheet of reflective orange tar provides passage over treacherous terrain, hints of barbed rock hidden beneath. A wall of sandbags forms a protective rampart, while also allowing easier access to those who'd brave a closer inspection of the morbid effigy. Was there any occasion that you went to the sauna, or is it just a fun thing to do? Just a fun thing. Oh, another PDA, okay. Carved wall. This portion of the wall has been carved out and bound by straps, made ready for terminally delayed transportation and analysis. A grotesque invertebrate mounts its hapless prize, the tip of its insectile head burrowed deeply through a tear in the hazmat suit. The plastic around the tear undulates as hidden hostilum quaff flesh liquefied by injected toxins while probing mandibles spoon up crumbling meaty porridge. What did I just read? Hostilum quaff? A hidden hostilum. What's a hostilum? We're gonna get educated now. Hostilum. A sucking organ or proboscis of an insect or crustacean. Okay, because like proboscis was the word that I was thinking, so we've learned something new. A hostilum. Alright, let's read the PDA. I'm gonna quickly hydrate. Dr. Abdulazizz Al-Kabor, Archaeological Geology. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm writing to share with you the fantastic news that I have been transferred to a new facility. I'm excited about this opportunity and can't wait to share all the details with you in person. The work I am doing here is truly groundbreaking, and I am grateful to be able to make such meaningful contributions to my field. I am also thrilled to let you know that my superior mentioned the possibility of a bonus leave if I continue to excel in my work. I miss you both and can't wait to see you again on the ring. Until then, please know that my love for you is as strong as ever, and you are always in my thoughts. Abdul. I looked closer at the drone footage of the ancient water wheels surrounding Black Sand Beach. They were primarily used for milling. What's even more fascinating is the substance they were grinding. The millstones are coated in a fine white powder. I had it tested, and it turned out to be bone dust. Human bone. Why they were grinding remains a mystery. Ceremonial use, dietary supplementation, animal feed. And now you're drinking liquor? What liquor? To Dave Gallagher. I understand the company's desire to expand Omega deeper into the cave system. Still, there's no practical way of doing it without damaging sections of the excavation site. Do we really need a STEM station down here? These ruins are still mostly unexplored, but their inhabitants were remarkable. Even from what little we know, their technology was far more advanced than any other civilization from this period by hundreds of years. The historical significance of these findings cannot be overstated. They could change everything we know about our earliest ancestors. I implore you to halt expansion until we can find a way to preserve the ruins. At the very least, allow me to plead my case in person when you arrive next week. Well, I figured you were drinking hard liquor. I was just, what hard liquor are you having? I considered having a little tipple of something and then just decided against it. A C4 sample from the oldest milled bones has been dated 1650 AD. Meanwhile, the structures themselves go back thousands of years. Perhaps the sample was contaminated. Either way, we must keep this site intact until we understand what we're dealing with. Like 38% liquor? Are you just having like grain alcohol or something? Or are you having like... It's a Czech liquor. Okay. A Czech liquor. So it's not like whiskey or vodka or rum. Is it something entirely Czech? It's called Republika? Yeah, I've not heard of it. I think the only liquor that I had when I was in Czechia was, I think it was just vodka. I don't know. I had a drink called grog at a bar that me and one of my friends went to because we wanted to explore the city. We were in Prague. And it was on there, and just the name, it made me want to try it. But I've never found like a consistency in what people say the recipe for grog is. And I'm pretty sure what I had was just hot water, vodka, and lemon. It was interesting. The core samples we drilled at 5671 Hertz at 1.29 milliseconds squared. Is that what that is? No. Meters squared? 129 meters squared? Meters per second squared? I have no idea. MS2 indicate that most of the cave system comprises calcic plagioclase, sanidine with augite, olivine, and small amounts of leucite. This is unusual for the region, especially the ocean floor. The weathering further suggests this outcrop was exposed to sun and wind some 2,000 years ago. Rubalika is more sweet liquor. I'll have to look it up. Today, my heart is heavy with grief. I received the terrible news that Yvette was tragically injured. The thought of informing Captain Haxine up top is just horrid. The loss is truly devastating. I found the critters that escaped from animal testing. They were breeding in the refrigeration tanks. I don't know what my colleagues were doing with them in the lab. Still, they should be more careful. Those things are nasty. Fluoroantimonic, acidic blood and all. Yeah, go ahead. Got word of the base lockdown. Guess I'm going to be stuck here for a while. I'm not complaining. To all mule crew, you can't keep moving people into the temple, even if the quarantine lasts only a few days. They are damaging the incredibly valuable excavation site. Find another place to put them. Everybody has piled into the Prime Omega laboratory. My claustrophobia kept me out here. It has been so tranquil. Where is everybody? The decon chamber alarm, or decon chamber alarm, was going nuts. I looked through the lab door. It was piled high with congealed torsos. At first glance, I could see something that looked like a gnarled tree with knotted branches and a twisted trunk. But upon closer inspection, its branches were made up of human arms and legs, twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes. The trunk was composed of torsos, stacked one on top of the other, their eyes and mouths open in eternal screams of agony. The creature seemed to pulsate with life, its limbs writhing and twitching as if it were in constant pain. Every now and then, a blood-curdling scream would emit from their mouths. I've collapsed the bridge to ensure it stays in the lab. Done. Cool. I'll check it later. I don't fear death, for I know nothing is left to experience pain once my mind is gone. But I would have liked to explore more of the world and uncover our shared past. Alas, even this current project, which will take my life, remains unfinished. The many stories in these walls waiting to be told will not find their interpreter in me. There is comfort in meeting my end, locked up in a temple erected by a lost civilization. It is a good death for an adventurer. If you find this log, please have my body sent to the corpse ring for burial. I promised my parents I would return to them. Taking a look at the picture now, Sheepy. Oh, it's dark. Well, darker than I expected. But I guess that kind of makes sense. I feel like sweeter alcohols are usually do have like a golden color. Interesting. Should we look at the bug?
Oh, Cain's reign.
Is it... it's still alive?
The creature is, not the poor bastard underneath it.
An unpleasant end.
Maybe you can cut it off him?
That would mean getting close to it.
I have to go. I was assigned, I don't know how the word is, to play with a friend. No worries, you go have fun. Make sure you hydrate as well. Thank you very much, Sheep. It was nice seeing you.
This thing's blood. It melted right through the metal.
Cutting it open didn't stop it?
No. It's writhing. It didn't even notice, I'd say.
Very little would stop it. It is a higher form.
Compared to what?
Well, I don't have my knife anymore. Should I burn it? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. Palisade. A jagged palisade has been constructed around this platform, both it and the floor built from aged, rotting wood, seemingly much older than the recent intrusion of modern Cain infrastructure. The splintered remains of a modern bridge, subjected to some catastrophe or sabotage. An ancient crane built from wood, cord, and metal. Despite apparent age and deterioration, it has remained standing. A burly slab of rock serves as the crane's counterweight, housed within a prison of straining wood, the merest shiver threatening to tear it free and plunge it into a calamitous descent.
Oh, jeez. That is a long drop.
Distance to bottom of crevice is incalculable.
Well, that makes me feel better.
What are you going to do?
Bottomless pit.
Gotta get across, obviously. Need to bridge the gap. Somehow.
these are for. Oh, what's this? Oh. So, okay. And that, I think, is the... I'm going to make a note of this, because that was in the PDA, and I just kind of want to have it written down. 129 ms squared and 5,671 hertz, and we're starting with the thing that looks kind of like an eye with a check mark, and it looks like we just go to the opposite one, maybe? Making an atom? I don't know. Atom in this package. No, Mac. So, would this be this, then?
Charlie, you see this? The reaction in the metal?
Yeah. It's amazing. Some sort of chemical reaction?
My chemical
An
romance,
ancient
maybe?
technology. And like everything else here, one better left alone.
Wish I had the luxury.
I don't think we can do that. Let's see if this is right. It lit up. Okay. Alright, so do I just go to the opposite of the one that's lit up then? Oh god damn it, I did it again. Oh, I almost did it a third time. So we need this one. I don't know what this is for. Now what? What has that done? Is this new? The mud-clogged tunnel is flanked by a drapery of jagged stalagmites straining out from the river of mud as if escaping suffocation. The tunnel drill has suffered for its exciting burst of activity, now partly buried in a cave-in of its own making. Why is this still... Wait, why is this still blue? Oh my god. Core sample. A cored out rock sample. Looks like they were drilling around to investigate the nature of the terrain here. I just need to click things more. It's still blue. Do I need to click it again? Am I still missing something else? Let me just double check. Okay, nothing's coming up now. Alright. Let's stick this in the machine to see if we can get somewhere. I can't wait for Charlie to not be underwater and in the suit so she can move a little bit faster.
Stand by. Analyzing core sample. Alert. Mining survey data received.
What? Why did I just have a sphere of squares? Daniel Tang Gunderson, maintenance crew. Roger wants me to cap the entrance diameter at 18 feet. Makes sense, downright logical. I'll round it up to 20 and create a bit more wiggle room. I can hear him scraping away as he works. Although I was supposed to leave hours ago, it's the least I can do to stay with him and offer my support. I've stopped trying to adjust the boring machine because I know the Geo team is working on finding the precise core frequencies that will allow us to progress, but that procedure will take several months. Despite this, I don't regret my choices. The universe is a harsh and unforgiving place. If we're not the ones struggling, someone else will likely be. That's just how it goes. Hey there, Dragonclaw. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome, Raiders. How was your stream? What were you playing? You're playing 7 Days to Die. Did you survive again? Because I think you were playing that the last time that you were here. Hey, Crimson Tempest. So I've copied something to my suit. I'm just going to go back over here and see if the boring machine has opened up at all. Or given me any access. Okay, copying survey data. Got it. Tracky basaltic composition detected. I have this written down. Okay, so 1.29 and vibrational frequency 5671.
Warning. Kane, heavy under-central apparatus 113A in operation. Operation should be conducted by licensed HUDA engineers only.
Is that so?
I can operate a big drill if I want to. Survived quite a bit, it was fun. Good. I still need to play it one day.
Heck, I did it. I got the drill to finish its run.
Still have all your arms?
Legs too. Looks like a cave on the other side.
That cave system will lead you to Alpha Base, assuming you haven't destabilized its structural integrity. It very well could collapse on you.
Bucket of optimism, are you, pal?
The tunnel drill has suffered for its exciting burst of activity, now partly buried in the cave-in of its own making. A radiant crystal embedded in the cave wall illuminates the diving suit. It has been partially... where'd you go? It's been partially subsumed by a rising layer of mud. A glance through the muck-stained faceplates reveals a decomposed corpse. However, the suit's watertight seal indicates death by asphyxiation. The torchlight reveals hints of an open passageway, shadows dancing on a trail of mud beyond the bars of drooping stalactite. Thick dirt has slowly flooded into the cave, slowly constricting and strangling its interior, the space between the floor and ceiling having slowly, perpetually shrunk.
There's a dead diver here. He died in his suit.
May his mind find the Nexus. Does he have anything useful?
Aluminum welding rods. Empty hazbag. Hydrophone. An omnidirectional recording device, super sensitive and precise, it looks like it still works. Fairly standard diver gear, never hurts to have some extra pockets on hand, especially ones that can withstand toxic spills and store acid. Several dozen aluminum welding rods were presumably used to maintain infrastructure. Okay, that's it for our dead buddy. Another PDA. Let me have a quick sip of water, because these PDAs tend to be a little lengthy. Roger Callan, or Callan, we'll go with Callan, marine biologist. Funny how seemingly insignificant events can drastically change your life. One moment I was pinging the ocean floor looking for whale signs, and next I was promoted. This was not how I expected my life to turn out. I had a mountain of educational debt and a miserable wife. I can still hear her voice. Who studies marine biology anyway? She repeatedly asked this question for 10 years straight. You will never amount to anything, Roger. I should have listened to my mother. Blah, blah, blah. Well, look at me now. Message Aaron Skullwalker and Pandoria Chambers. Skullwalker is a badass name. Professors, allow me to be the first to welcome you to Alpha. This is the first momentous step toward understanding more of our past and exploiting it for future profit. I am thrilled that you have agreed to join me and Kane in this undertaking. If you have any questions, I am at your disposal. I've mapped most of the site already, and I'm preparing to lead expeditions into the temple system, which I am sure you will both want to be part of. Until then, welcome to the last frontier on planet Earth, our very own abyss. Kane plans to exploit the fauna here. The oceans are mostly fished out and seafood is a rare delicacy, but in this region, marine life seems to thrive. I caught it! Stupendous, definitive proof that something in this cave system is allowing complex life to exist and evolve over 2,000 feet below the ocean's surface. It's beautiful. Okay, maybe not beautiful. It's a maggot. A particularly feisty one at that. It immediately lashed onto my wrist and started sucking my blood. Predatory behavior means there is prey, which means there are more discoveries to be made. To Aaron Skullwalker. Professor Skullwalker, I would like to take this opportunity to express my admiration for you in particular. Your voyages beyond the outer rims played no small part in igniting my passion for exploration. I would love to share some stories with you. Over a drink, perhaps. One pioneer to another. I've been feeding my new pet algae from around the base. We've no shortage of the stuff. The little beastie's appetite seems to know no limits, and its growth rate is staggering. The professors weren't as keen to join my expedition as I'd hoped. Chambers, I understand. I've heard the side effects of a full-body transplant. She's probably not as fit as she looks, and getting around in a divesuit is already challenging. Skullwalker, though, I'm disappointed. One of the last true frontiersmen of our time should be thrilled to participate in honest exploration again, or at least talk about it. But all he asks about me is my family. You may be my greatest hero, sir, but even you won't entice me into speaking about my ex-wife. There's not enough rum here for that conversation. I was so eager to see how large the maggot would grow, I began feeding it my own blood. After all, that was the first thing that it went for. I didn't factor in that its increase in strength has not been proportional to its growth and size. It appears to be developing a heightened awareness of its surroundings. Have you ever been looked at hungrily by a dog-sized oozing balloon-like thing? It's even less fun than it sounds. You know what that kind of reminds me of? There's an author that I have read a couple of his books of, one I enjoyed more than other, named Joseph DeLacy. And the book that I really enjoyed, that this is kind of reminding me of, is called Garbage Man. I believe it's Garbage Man. The other one was called Meat, I think, which was very, very weird. But Garbage Man's really interesting and disgusting, and I highly recommend it. I hope you have a great stream. Gotta go do adult stuff now. Hey, go have fun, Dragonclaw. Thank you for the raid. I'll finish the PDA and then I'll look up the blurb for Garbage Man and I'll read it to you. To all Alpha Base crew, I just wanted to say, should you hear loud banging in my laboratory, do not be alarmed. It's just an experiment I'm running. Everything is proceeding as intended, though I would advise against entering my work area without me, especially if you have recently eaten chicken. Thanks. To all Alpha Base crew, as the senior ranking member of this endeavor, I am ordering everybody to remain inside Alpha Base until further notice. Should you hear knocking, slithering, or any other unusual noise coming from outside, proceed to another part of the base, just to be safe, then call me. From Corporate, Dr. Callan, while the board appreciates your enthusiasm for this project and your role in identifying the site, they would like to remind you that your job is to facilitate the research of Professors Chambers and Skullwalker, and collect samples for experts who just arrived on the deep-sea rig. None of this requires you to conduct your own studies. The research budget will not be altered, barring exceptional circumstances, so please focus on your prescribed duties. Found the little bastard. It burrowed into the sand and was catching small fish. It seems to have evolved into an ambush predator, like a bobbit worm. Incredible. The physiological and behavioral changes are happening right before my eyes. From Corporate, Dr. Callan, the board is indeed interested in this new specimen, but they must again remind you that your job is to simply retrieve new samples and send them to Deep Sea 15. Alpha is not yet equipped to study xeno life forms. Please consider your significant outstanding debts to Kane, and the fact that, although you are separated, your ex-wife is still a shareholder of your debt, as you are of hers. From Deep Sea 15. A spike in seismic activity caused the collapse of the primary ingress into the cave and temple structure. We are sending a drilling technician to widen the entrance so that supply shipments can be resumed. In the meantime, you are advised to implement a ration system and reserve medication for emergencies. A fragile cave system isn't the best place to use sonic attractors, but how else was I supposed to attract larger fish? While the attractors were working, my new buddy managed to snag a few juicy specimens. The sonic attractors also wrecked most of the electrical systems and distorted the magnetic field, which the walls amplified. Maybe this will turn out to be a blessing in disguise. The new, larger entrance will be a much better staging ground for expeditions. To Daniel Gunderson. I imagine you're a cut-to-the-chase sort of guy, so I'd say limit it to 18 feet in diameter max and go from there. With the recent collapse, it's the only way out of this place. Report back to me on your progress tomorrow. To all Alpha-Base crew. There's no good way to say this, so I'll just rip off the band-aid. We're sealed in. Completely. I don't know exactly how it happened, but Gunderson's drilling caused another cave-in. But fear not, we all know the value of our work, and so does Kane. I am certain they will spare no expense to free us. I'll just wait here for Gunderson to open the passage. Didn't check my gear before I left. Guess I never learned. Sheila would shake her head and laugh if she saw me now. Same old Roger, always getting ahead of himself. I wonder what she would say if she knew I named the maggot after her. The little guy's got legs now, many of them, as if it wasn't horrifying enough. I suppose if I die, I can be satisfied that here, at the edge of the world, I brushed up against mysteries beyond my comprehension, mysteries to which I led the way. Only getting 1 BPS. I guess they're moving the data receivers elsewhere. The Newman is not going to be happy trapped down here. I'm amazed Kane would risk pissing that thing off. From Corporate. Mr. Callan, with deep regret the board must inform you that we have abandoned this forward operation. Please understand that this is not a reflection on your work to date, but the result of repeat violations by the Newman. The isolation of Alpha lends itself perfectly to a seal and forget procedure. The board asks that you pass on their sincere regret for these unfortunate events to the rest of the crew and thank them for their service. You will all be pleased to know that your hard work will not be lost, or that your hard work won't be lost. The construction of a new base has already been approved. In light of the above, we have released your ex-wife from her debt. She will surely be in the Nexus, waiting for you with her arms open wide. Congratulations and farewell. Jeez. Okay, so. Garbage Man. Let me read you the blurb. Mason Brand has fled his life as a celebrated photographer and renounced his past. He's living rough as a hermit in the Welsh hills. When something happens to him among the mossy oaks, he begins to hear the calling. Years later, Mason is living with the sight of a colossal landfill dump, and he hears the calling again. This time he will heed it, and it will lead him, for he is called to assist in a terrible birth. Out of the waste of human society comes a thing, and its enemy is human. Tackling the issue of the environment and landfill sites, this chilling fable of eco-horror asks what happens to all unwanted things we bury, because they just won't go away. It's a very interesting read. It's a very interesting take on zombies. The draped stalactites suggest this area was at one time a sealed cavern. The dried remains of ancient lava flow have created a ramp-like structure, allowing access to an area beyond. There's so much here. Wait, where are we going? Where are we going, Charlie?
Holy shit. What is that?
It looks like, well, a giant maggot.
Oh my god.
I do not like this.
Warning. Dissect integrity compromised. Energy reserves below 10%.
I have to find some way past it.
Okay. There's a tunnel. Let me keep going up here first. Oh. Oh, okay. Let's go down first. Stone structures. Imposing tendons of stone stretch upward to meet a ceiling draped in a sopping mane of stalactites. There's something very, like, squelchy. Skeleton. From the wet clag emerges the skeletal structure of a gargantuan aquatic creature, stripped clean of flesh. The remains lie intertwined with other carrion, making it difficult to determine what creature these remains belong to. The boneyard of aquatic giants is little more than a growing heap of relinquished scraps, discarded once their flesh has been ingested by the nightmarish maggot. The colossal mass slouches within the rocky alcove, its distended form twitching and undulating in the soft currents like a malformed water balloon. Through translucent skin, vague shapes of shuddering organs are visible. The tiny bubbles escape from the anus, while the maw slurps fluids from a rotting carcass. I'm glad they mentioned the maggot anus. I don't know what I would do without that detail. Figurehead. There's a ship here. A sturdy bronze figurehead of an ancient galleon, arms splayed as if in reference towards the horror that nests below it. I don't know if this is gonna kill me. It might kill me and we get another achievement, another death achievement. I would say so. Yay, Death 7. I wanted to come a little bit closer so that I can... No, I can't reach that. Okay. Is it up here then? Trench wall. The trench wall is a curtain of stalactites and stalagmites stretching upward towards a shattered cavity within the cavern's roof. I don't know why some of these things are just immediately disappearing from me.
Oh my. It's amazing.
Is that what I think it is?
Like a toy.
It's a Spanish galleon. It must have sunk and crashed into the top of the chamber.
Not yesterday either. How old is this place?
Old. Far older than the ship.
Warning. Major structural instabilities detected. Use caution when working around this artifact.
Careful around that thing. Could dislodge really easy.
The deck looks intact. I'm going in it.
Charlie? Why?
I have the barest beginning of a thought.
This woman...
Are we going to send the Spanish galleon into the maggot? What is this thing? Streaming light. The pillar has been splintered near its apex, a spear piercing the darkness beyond a tear that's rent through the ceiling. From above, a perpetual snowstorm of particulate rains down. A pair of barrels lie half submerged in mud and mussels, their contents long since evaporated or disintegrated. The midsection of an ancient galleon lies shattered upon the barnacle-stippled cavern floor. What little cargo survived the ship's sinking and collision have been consumed by a forest of barnacles. The shock of the vessel's impact popped the mast out of its lodging, collapsing backward and colliding with the remains of the ship's aft. The torn section of the ship lies beheaded against the pillars of rock, the majority of its body swallowed by shifting mud. A field of oysters, barnacles, and limpets envelop this portion of the cavern floor, bisected by rivers of thick mud. The stairs retain their shape, though their moldy complexion warns that any pressure applied to them would cause them to disintegrate like sodden cardboard. The aft section of the vessel's corpse has been overrun by a variety of critters, slowly blanketing and consuming what remains of the rotting vessel. An exotic slab chunk lies prostrate in the silt, composed of peculiar materials and adorned with obscure and intricate carvings. Okay, am I in the ship? I'm above it now, okay. Old ship bow. The figurehead of the ancient ship protrudes forward from the bow. Its purpose of warding off bad luck from underwater spirits or violent creatures has evidently failed.
Warning. Major structural instabilities detected. Use caution when working around this artifact.
The bow of that thing could come apart any second, Charlie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. There's gonna be something else I need to do. Let me see what this other thing I can interact with is.
I'm in the captain's quarters. The wood is really rotten here.
Warning. Energy reserves below 10%.
You're running out of time, Charlie.
She is not the only one.
Thick mud has poured into the room, carried in by currents and aquatic denizens. The cadavers of wooden furniture lie huddled under the table as if terrified of the ship's new inhabitants. A variety of inconsequential curiosities adorn the shelving, from broken bells and brushes to the congealed remains of ledgers. A curtain of barnacles rolls down the wall. Thick clumps of sharp shapes tumbling over each other as they sprout from displaced linen. The pulpy wooden flooring bends like thick rubber as you traverse over it. Clusters of marine plankton swarm over the interior furnishings, a nectonic plague growing over the drenched wood. The sodden remains of a bed, partially collapsed due to age and rot, the dissolved sheeting little more than clouds of fabric. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. The albino octopus... Oh. There is an octopus. The albino octopus sits upon its self-claimed throne, its cataract-racked eyes broadcasting both a deep age and malice. Its massive sucker-bearing arms would crack open this diving suit while it injects its salivary neurotoxin into the bloodstream. So don't mess with the octopus then. 603, 2 correct but wrong places. 1, 2, 3, 1 correct and well placed. 180, 1 correct but wrong placed. 869, 1 correct but wrong placed. 918, nothing is correct. Okay. 2 correct but wrong place. 1 correct and well placed. 1 correct but wrong placed. 1 correct but wrong placed. Nothing is correct. Let me get my notes. So, we have 603. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm gonna put this over here. I have more spaces. 603. 1, 2, 3. 180. 869. 918. 918 has nothing correct, which means we can get rid of any 1. We can get rid of any 8. We can get rid of any 9. That leaves us with 6 blank 3 blank 2 3 blank blank 0 blank 6 blank. So 2 correct but wrong place. That would leave us with 6 and 3. They're in the wrong place, though. That leaves us with 2 and 3, 1 correct and well placed, which would mean that 2 would be in the middle. Uh, 180, we are only left with 0. 1 correct but wrong placed, so 0 needs to be at the beginning. And then we're only left with 6, 1 correct but wrong placed, and the only space that's left is the end, so that should be 026. And why did I even click that?
Oh, what do we have here?
Potassium permanganate. A disinfectant. And deodorizer.
We could use a lot of that.
If it still has efficacy, it's ancient.
Potassium permanganate is crazy stuff. The herbal place that I worked at, we bottled this in very tiny bottles, like this looks like, because I had to make the labels for it. This stuff can affect your DNA. Like it is pretty dangerous in some of its capabilities. So be wary around it. Condi's powder. This reeks like a rancid diaper stuffed with fetid cabbage. However, there is no fungus that some good 300-year-old Condi's potassium permanganate can't kill.
Amazing.
It is pretty.
Everything this must have seen.
Yes. Especially at the end.
Plaque. I don't even think a place called New Bedford still exists. A weird, great souvenir to try and hold on to if we find a way out. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Putting some potassium permanganate on the thingy. But I think this stuff is explosive too. I want to say it was also used in like old flash photography, something like that. Well, that's not doing what I thought it was gonna do. I have a hydrophone. Welding rods. I need to like okay. Just blow myself up. Anti-organic sampler. I still haven't figured out what I'm doing with the brain pustule with Mose. What Mose is. Let's see if we can figure something out with this. Because we have a hydrophone and there's a microphone that we can use. And this guy is this thing still here actually? Let's take a look. It probably is. Yep, it's still there. What's it have to say?
Thing. Scary noises. I have never heard noises like these. They are unique. What if it heard its own noises?
What?
I do not like these sounds. They are wrong.
The cries. I remember them from my fugue. Somehow.
Now we have them.
I don't want them.
I don't want them either. Okay. That was actually a helpful clue.
It did not stay long.
Perhaps it needs more motivation.
What? It did not stay long. Motivation, what does that mean? Okay, so it's back. I don't think there's anything else in here that I can... What else do we have? Condi's powder, the lighter we've had, the plaque is new. Was this made when there were still dinosaurs and horses? We have a Hasbag. Wait, Mac? Not Mac. Charlie said something about acid, didn't she? Because we have that other bug thing in here that we cut open that stole our knife. Unconscious scrubber. I've had this scrubber for a long time. Acid and dry bag. A real hot potato. Need to hold this somewhere before it eats through the bag and starts burning into my skin. Yeah, what do we do with it? Wait, there were those bolts. Can with this thing, can we burn them? Because this hasn't been giving me anything. Okay.
Well, that did that.
Loud noises.
That does not look stable. I'd get across that fast.
Not sure if fast is the right approach here.
Come on. Come on. Bent beam. The force of whatever violence was meted out to the bridge was such that the structural beams became warped and blackened. Why am I not climbing up onto this? Now, I've been clicking that forever. Mac. The chasm falls away into inky teal darkness, clogged with roiling clouds of dark mist. A gentle dusty wind blows upward, carrying with it a scent of damp clay, while wind currents emit soft echoing noises in the far distance.
Oh, man.
Mac,
Oh, and there it
I am
goes.
glad you are not dead.
Thanks, Bear.
What happened?
Crane came apart behind me and fell into the breach. Whew. Barely made it. Not going back that way.
There is no going back.
Who are you anyway?
My name is Farhan. I was a researcher here once. Long ago. Maybe. Things are still blurry. Strange. My head hurts.
And what? You think you're pinned under rubble? How about the rest of you? It hurting too?
No, I feel nothing. Nothing but my head. And I can't see anything. It's complete darkness.
Is this just another
We'll
brain?
find you. Just hang on.
Is this the brain, the cognizant brain that we read about in the PDA? Or another cognizant brain? Retaining wall. A pair of well-padded bags holding construction and sand speaks to the degree of the assembly being undertaken to establish an encroaching foothold within the cavern. A contemporary metallic ramp leads up to the entrance of the facility, the walkway sullied by foot traffic. A mountain of sandbags hides in heaped piles underneath, temporary storage until needed elsewhere. This goes on for quite a while, actually. Oh, I'm going up the ramp now. Okay, that's to get there. Portable lab. Pardon me. The portable lab squats like a plastic pimple amidst the archaic stone and architecture, the entrance adorned in a foreboding crimson light. Lights beamed into the charcoal blackness tease out evidence of far-flung walls, the cracked bedrock a natural bulwark between the cavern and the tumultuous ocean waters beyond. What is this? That is a passageway.
You are in Omega Lab, a black band restricted area.
Lots to look at. The vast number of chemicals stored here suggest that the decontamination procedure was both lengthy and thorough. A container for liquid gas storage. Once filled, the fluid is fed into the piping in measured amounts to treat decontamination the decontamination solution. Decontamination equipment. Barrels of decontamination solution are dispensed to the shower heads on command. The heavy metal has been shut off there, and there appears to be no way to get through it. Shower heads poised to dispense cleansing formula, sterilizing equipment and personnel entering or leaving the facility. Okay, an access and access.
Clean room sterilization system active.
Biological enzyme dispersing system. Decontaminate, add biologicals.
Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress. No foreign contaminants found. Insert biological sample for decontamination database.
We have this still. Can I put the scrubber in there? I just keep trying to shove the scrubber into holes. What's this one then? Remote logout. Okay, so we need to decontaminate something. Let's check the other doorway. Pneumatic supports hold the upper lab aloft while growing flora slowly obtrudes around the structure's toes. The bioluminescent fungi have seeped under the steel walkway, illuminating the wiring and piping laid underneath. The flesh and organs of the body have mostly sloughed away. A nest of freshly torn skin and fibrous muscle have been torn out and stretched taut against the obelisk, as if to coax the rock and absorb the remains. The glyph, morbidly embellished with drying rivulets of blood, depicts abstract symbols that defy easy translation.
Kane's reign.
Is that... Oh, are they?
I do not like this.
They were vivisected.
And displayed, I imagine.
Where are we?
You are in hell. We all are.
I don't know what they're looking at. They're really freaked out by it, though. A tarp. Or else they're talking about this. A heavy tarp hangs down in an attempt to protect machinery from particulates and spores, though the tarp itself has slowly begun to host its colony of creeping growth. Bioluminescent source. The source of bioluminescence appears to be grass-like growths that accompany the larger fungal flora, emitting a vibrant blue light when submerged in darkness. Okay. Splattered obelisk. Two massive lintels stand above the three obelisks. Meeting at one end, adorned between them hangs a network of meat, shredded organs, and rent skin. Altogether a ghastly membranous canopy. I have nothing to oh, that's another passageway. Peeled torso. There's some bones there. The flesh covering the upper torso has been flayed away, revealing the rapidly decaying organs within. The effluvium of rotted waste both pulling out and festering within is shockingly overpowering, curdling your stomach. A throng of bioluminescent lights glitter from underneath clusters of sharpened wooden stakes. This body is mostly intact, relatively speaking at least, having lost the least to whatever caused this macabre butchery. The gut has been rent open without care, the intestinal tubes removed and festooned upon the stone obelisk. The obelisk stands bedecked in strings of human meat, pinned to the rock within steel nails. The blood splatter suggests a pattern that is ceremonial in its furnishing. Mobile Science Lab. Add to receptacle. I'm gonna always try to put this stupid scrubber into things. So I need to add something in there. Oh, that worked. Potassium permanganate, KMnO4. Now what? Scrubber. aluminum. Potassium aluminum. Inventory tag. No. That's an old piece of iron. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to just keep shoving stuff in there. There was another... here. Why is security terminal? A hefty pile of building supplies lies dormant. The looming quiet and vacant activity provide ample evidence that any construction projects have been hastily abandoned. Hanging bodies. The decomposing trio of bodies hang skewered upon the palisades. They dangle limply over the precipice of the giant wall, like mice impaled on thorns by hunting shrikes.
Security system looks like overlooking the site below.
They must have recorded everything.
Got a wrench. One of the better improvisational defensive tools, sturdy and carries a good heft. Mega lab entrance door. What am I looking at? Enhance. Well, let me write this down. Blank blank 67. I'm not going to make the joke because I don't understand the joke. But I understand that the joke is stupid, so I'm not going to make it. Another lab structure connected to the larger facility beyond. By the entrance is a computer terminal placed atop a canister, its screen displaying some form of information. Oh great, some form of information. That's exactly what I need. A motor or winch of some varieties nestled between the lab entrance and the sculpture's upper arm. Oh, I can go...
Never
this is
seen
Mose's thing.
anything like this.
Me either. It's not like any culture on the surface.
It predates Western civilization.
At the bottom of the ocean?
It was not always at the bottom.
The archaic wooden walkway croaks and shifts as you traverse over it, each creak harboring the treacherous potential of a ruinous snap. A pod. A small glass pod, a basket elevator of sorts, hangs suspended from a cable running down from the carved hand looming above. Its state-of-the-art form is out of place in this chamber. Yeah, there is a hand here. Open palms. Multitudinal hands emerge from the circular walls in a spiral pattern, descending downwards into the black depths, bringing to mind a throng of prisoners reaching through bars to grasp at morsels. Seawater vomits out of the overhanging orifices and plummets into the depths of the immense well, the biting scent of salt water pervading the clouds of spray that drift back upward. Struts. Long wooden supports radiate out from the walkway. stretching out to the far reaches of the pit, and the likely reason as to how the platform has remained intact despite its deterioration. I can't cross that, can I? The gargantuan stone hand, adorned in a variety of weathered jewelry, extends outward as if in supplication. The body to which it is attached appears to have suffered damage, a portion of the upper head having been sheared away. Okay. So I think this might be okay, I think this is where the decontamination area is. Why is there a little dragonfly looking thing there? Can I put the wrench in here? No. Science lab. I don't know what this is for. I want to go back to that computer thing because I feel like I missed. Like I tried to go back, but I don't think I could go back, and I thought there was something else I could look at. And I want to see if there is. No? Okay, maybe not. Yeah, that's just that. Come back up here. Just in case I missed something here.
Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress. No foreign contaminants found.
God! King, damn it all.
Oh, God. They look almost...
Melted?
partially digested.
Why did this... Why? Why did that happen? Now it works? Okay. Material and organic sampler. It's filled with a biosampling of the meat and jelly wall. Gross. Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting a flesh wall.
Adding sample genetics to database. Liquid nitrogen decontamination in progress.
Decontamination protocols usually flood a room with liquid nitrogen. If I could trigger it and seize up the system, hell, I could pretty much shatter anything in here.
Shatter anything? Are we shattering this? Do I need to...
Clean room sterilization system active.
I have a wrench. I didn't know... Okay. I didn't know I could click that. I need to keep a closer eye on things that have a shimmer.
Warning. Liquid nitrogen overload.
Am I freezing myself too, though? Should I...
Clear the room and the door.
The floor will be slick, Mac. Be careful with your footing.
Kane's rain.
Oh my god.
Are those bodies? It's a creature made of bodies?
I do not like this.
This place. It's just a descent into madness.
You are beginning to understand.
Okay, you know what? I think with this revelation we're going to end the episode with the agonized screams of a body of bodies. Leave you wanting more. So until next time.